Okay, so this is a recording of my thoughts as I go through a critical reading section for the first time. So I just want you to hear my thought process and how I eliminate answer choices. I do have a pretty good vocabulary because I study vocabulary constantly. So for some of these words, I am going to tell you that I know the definition and give you the definition. There will, in all likelihood, be words that I don't know. And in that case, I'll talk you through how I at least get some shred of evidence about what the word might mean. Okay. So let's look at number one. They use language not to explain, but to blank. Semicolon. Each statement is like a reflection in a warped mirror. So a semicolon, which is the punctuation mark we have here, it breaks up two complete thoughts, complete sentences essentially that are very interconnected, and that's why they use a semicolon instead of a period, because a period would indicate that the two ideas are more separate than they would be if you have a semicolon. Okay. So the best strategy for the sentence completions is to predict a word for the blank before you look at the answer choices. So let's predict a word for this one. Okay. They use language not to explain, but to blank. So I know that it's not going to be the same as the word explain. It's going to be something slightly different from the word explain because you have this contrast word but here. Okay. And then we can get some more information from the second half of this sentence. Each statement is like a reflection in a warped mirror. So a warped mirror is a mirror that's twisted and reflecting something not as it truly is. So we know that this word here will probably have something to do with that distortion or warping. So I would say to warp or to distort. And that is one of your answer choices. I just want to take a minute to think about what some of the second best answer choices are for this section. You know that the word should be negative because warp has a negative connotation. So if we're using that strategy of predicting the feeling of the word, whether it's positive or negative, we can get rid of some of these answer choices. So enlighten is positive. It means to like convey an idea or to help illuminate an idea. So it's positive. Preserve just is not in line with the word warped, because preserve means to keep something. Negate is it's close to right, but to negate would be to completely eliminate. And warping something is a lot different than completely getting rid of it. And destroy is equally bad. Another piece of evidence you can take away from choices D and E is that they're just so similar to each other that they can't both be right. So that's a good reason to eliminate both of them because they both really mean get rid of entirely.